Sometimes life can be tough, and the city offered an escape for those who could afford it. In Edo, Japan, the pleasure districts were seen as fantastical places full of elegance, entertainment, and women who captivated visitors with charm and skill. But where did these women come from? And what was life like for them when they first arrived? Many were very young, often between 7 and 9, sometimes even younger. It wasn't forced, but families made difficult choices in hopes of giving their children opportunities they couldn't have at home. Now, why would anyone do this? Well, life on the farm was brutal. Food was scarce, debts piled up, disasters hit villages, and survival was everything. Brothel scouts knew this. They traveled across Japan, looking for families willing to part with a daughter. They didn't need to kidnap anyone. A little promise of food, clothes, and a better life was enough to convince desperate parents. Once the girl arrived at the pleasure district, her old life vanished. Names were changed, contracts signed, and routines drilled into her every day. She became a Kamuro, a young apprentice serving a high-ranking courtesan, often called her sister. Kamuro didn't interact with clients, at least not yet, but they learned the rules of the house, the rituals of daily life, and the ways of pleasing others while staying alive. Kamuro life wasn't all misery. The girls were fed, housed, and cared for in a structured environment. Courtesans often treated them like younger sisters, mentoring them, giving them names in poetic pairs, and letting them play together during free time. Yet behind the structure was constant pressure to behave, to learn quickly, and to serve the business of the house. Innocence became a tool, a commodity, and a survival mechanism. As the Kamuro grew older, around 13 or 14, they graduated. Some became courtesans themselves, stepping into the glamorous, dangerous world of the pleasure houses. Others became shinzo, senior apprentices still serving their courtesans, sometimes, eventually, seeing clients themselves. The graduation ceremony, called mizuwaj, was both a celebration and a sale. Their virginity could now be auctioned, marking the final step from childhood to the adult hierarchy of the district. It was a world built on rules, appearances, and survival. Parents often felt conflicted, but society expected girls to take one for the family. Outside, people either looked away or offered sympathy for both daughters and parents. Inside, every day was carefully measured, and every girl had to adapt quickly to a life she didn't choose. Life in the pleasure district was strange, structured, and sometimes harsh. But it was also a place where childhood vanished, skills were learned fast, and survival became an art. The girls lived, grew, and learned in ways the outside world could barely imagine. All within walls designed to hide them, teach them, and sometimes exploit them. Even centuries later, their stories survive, reminding us that history isn't just about battles or politics. It's about how real people navigated the worlds they were born into. Sometimes in silence, sometimes in ways that the rest of society couldn't understand. If you're interested in more stories about Japanese culture, history, and folklore, you'll probably enjoy what comes next.